Part 18. Flash marriage of the era. Married to a crazy husband who amazes everyone. Author, Yuan. Chapter 171. Qin Yanxi, can't you just find a high school and issue Ceci a diploma? How big a deal is it? Qin Yanjun, okay. Yang Ceci was very happy. Although she has never seen a library, she heard from educated youths that there are all kinds of books in it. There is no need to spend money, just watch as you like. There, she can improve her cultural level very well. Thank you, Dad. Why are you so polite as a family? When the dishes were served, Qin Yanjun picked a duck leg and put it in Yang Ceci's bowl. Yang Ceci looked at him with an almost invisible frown. Is it appropriate for a father-in-law to pick up food for his daughter-in-law? She has never seen him in the countryside anyway. Qin Yanjun also felt something was wrong, so he put another one into the bowl of Qin Yan's speech, one for each person. Lu Yuechun's heart was completely unbalanced. As soon as Qin Yanxi was admitted to college, his father-in-law gave all his care to him and Yang Ceci. He even dared to forge a fake academic certificate. There was nothing he could do in the future. Come out. She said with difficulty, I have been married into this family for so many years, and my father has never given Qin Jin and me a duck's leg. Qin Yanjun narrowed his eyes, you can fight for a piece of food, why don't you fight to go to the farm? He really regretted agreeing to his mother-in-law's suggestion. The more I think about it now, the more I regret it. Yanxi has such a high talent, and he should focus on cultivating it around him. He has graduated from college and has become his right-hand man. How does he look like the boss? After supporting it for so many years, there has been no decent results. It cannot be done at a high level or at a low level. Fortunately, the banquet speech did not disappoint, and I will take the Yenching University exam when I get back. The future development of the Qin family will depend on banquet speeches. Lu Yuechun couldn't get off the stage, his eyes turned red, and he kicked Qin Jin with his foot, signaling for him to retort. Qin Jin didn't want to get into trouble and was just minding his own meal. Yang Ceci quietly put the duck legs into Qin Yanxi's bowl. She didn't want to eat the vegetables her husband put in them. But her action was caught by Qin Yanjun. "Si, why don't you eat?" Yang Ceci raised her eyes and said calmly, I love Ci, so I'll give him everything to eat. Qin Yanxi smiled with a smile on his lips. Is the meat numb? You eat this big lobster, it tastes good. Yeah, it's really delicious, Yang Ceci praised. The life of the rich is better. She had never seen such a big lobster before, not to mention eating it. Si, what did you do when you were not at home for the banquet? Qin Yanjun still remembered the task given to him by Shen Yushan, and tried his best to find a topic for her to talk about. In the last banquet speech, I learned about SIC's situation. This one is not known yet. Otherwise, today's affairs will be left to my son. As a result, now he is chatting with his daughter-in-law like a father-in-law. It's so embarrassing. Yang Ceci was a little annoyed with him now, but she didn't want to be cold-faced, so she said perfunctorily, go out and play. Qin Yanjun, where do you plan to go tomorrow? ACI said he would take me to climb the mountain. Mother of Qin, I remember, didn't you just crawl with Yanci yesterday? Qin Yanjun stretched out his hand to pinch Qin's mother's thigh. Qin's mother screamed in pain, why are you pinching me? Did I pinch you? Qin Yanjun apologized, hey, I'm old and my senses are out of balance, my legs are itchy and I want to scratch them. Mother of Qin gave him a slap in the face, you did it on purpose. How can that be possible? Qin Yanjun laughed dryly. Qin Yanxi's cold eyes wandered around Qin Yanjun. It turned out that old Qin had long known that that man was with SISI. Deliberately hiding it from him. He also said that he regarded himself as his own son and that one as a plunderer. He is easy to coax, right? I won't eat any more, he turned and left. Hey. Banquet speech. Qin Yanjun was anxious and prepared to chase him out. I thought he was in charge of this and that at work, but in the end he failed to control his woman's mouth. Flash marriage of the era. Married to a crazy husband who amazes everyone. Author, Yuan. Chapter 172. Dad, let me go see him. Ying Sisi was not full yet, so she grabbed 2 small steamed buns, tore them open, stuffed some food into them, and walked out. Qin Yanxi has arrived at the door of the hotel. Ying Sisi caught up with him. ACI, what's wrong? Did someone make you angry? Could it be that he also noticed that his father-in-law's attitude towards her was inappropriate? Qin Yanxi was worried about scaring her and did not dare to confess his situation. I'm not angry. I want to come out for some air after I'm full. Ying Sisi chuckled, I thought you were angry. Why did you eat so little today? The food in the restaurant is not very appetizing. Ying Sisi, but you said it was pretty good last time. Qin Yanxi, today's food is not very to my liking. Ying Sisi, I didn't eat much last time, but this time I think it's pretty good. This little steamed bun with green pepper and shrimp tastes pretty good. You didn't even eat this just now. Try it. She held it up to his mouth. Qin Yanxi glanced at her obedient and docile appearance, opened his mouth and bit it, chewed twice and nodded, it's okay. Then don't leave. If you don't want to go up, I will bring the dishes down, Ying Sisi said. Qin Yanxi was coaxed and smiled, let's go up. Good. After the two left, Mr. Shen stood at the window and pointed his cane, isn't this sick? My granddaughter coaxes her to eat everything. Leave. Must leave. I will find a normal one for my granddaughter. Shen Zhengrong thought it was funny. When Qin Yanxi was at the farm, no matter how much favor the other party had to him, he would take action as long as he was provoked. He was nicknamed the Zhongshan Wolf, and because he was too stingy, he was also people call him Iron Rooster. Being angry for 3 to 5 days will not heal. It's not like now, with a gloomy face one moment and a smile the next. Sisi wanted to coax me. I brought her food today, but she didn't appreciate it at all. This shows that she behaves with others. Mr. Shen, this is like me. I treat people wrongly. Shen Yuxian was slightly choked up, obviously, she is like her mother, giving infinitely to the people she recognizes. It would be great if Xian was still here. Thinking of the woman who sacrificed her life for him, he fell into guilt again. If he had been more talkative in the first place, he would have told Xian his address. If he could protect himself well and find Xian at the agreed time, it would definitely not be like this. There is also the one named Li. Xian begged her grandfather to sue her grandma for the notice to return to the city, and almost spent all the allowance he left for her. Li Junli just walked away after getting the benefit. Hasn't he ever thought about how a woman with a child and no money would live? Shen Zhengrong comforted, Uncle, don't blame yourself too much. My aunt will definitely not blame you. The most difficult thing at the moment is how to recognize Sisi so that she can have the confidence to fight against her mother-in-law. I talked to her today, she is very strong and doesn't even bother to look at the things I buy. She said that she can buy what she wants. What ability does she, a little girl, have? Look at the way her mother-in-law asked her to go out and earn wages. Over time, it will definitely lead to family conflicts. Shouldn't we be wronged when the time comes? Shen Yuxian is not afraid. The old Warren lady said that Sisi was able to support her family by selling mountain goods when she was 11 or 12 years old. After her parents-in-law passed away, her uncle and aunt took a fancy to the house left to her by the old couple and kicked her out. She lived with the old lady and left a lot of money to the old lady when she left. Since she dares not to bring any money, of course I can earn it back if I have the ability. And she just said that she would pick up the old lady and settle her down by herself. There should be no financial difficulties. He also mentioned it to the old lady this time and took her to the city to live in her old age. She refused. It is said that people who are not related to him should not be disturbed. He knew that she did not want to be a lobbyist between him and SISI. You have to find a way on your own to recognize your daughter. Please vote. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Flash marriage of the era. Married to a crazy husband who amazes everyone. Author, Yuan. Chapter 173. Ying Cixi and Qin Yanxi returned to the box. In order to ease the relationship with Qin Yanxi, Qin Yanjun took the initiative and said, "Yanxi, I see you haven't eaten much. If these dishes don't suit your taste, I'll order more." Qin Yanxi glanced at him and said nothing. The atmosphere was once condensed. Ying Cixi warmed up and said, "The room was too stuffy just now. Go out and get some fresh air. It will feel better." Lu Yuechun secretly rolled his eyes, obviously not knowing which words offended him, so he ran away. What method did the hateful Ying Cixi use? He actually coaxed people to good health. It seems that as long as Ying Cixi stays with Qin Yanxi for a day, the relationship between him and his parents-in-law will not deteriorate. How can this be done? Have to think of a way to drive Ying Cixi out of the house. Soon, she had a countermeasure. He smiled and said, "Cixi, do you mind if there are more than one person hiking the mountain tomorrow? I haven't been out for a long time and I am too lazy to plan the route by myself. I will follow you to save me the trouble of figuring out where to go." How to place the child? Lu Yuechun said, "The eldest, second, and third children are all in school. The two aunts at home can take care of the fourth child more than enough." Ying Cixi couldn't refuse, "Okay. But a CI and I travel very quickly, so we may not be able to take care of you. You'd better bring a companion." Lu Yuechun's eyes dimmed. "Hey, without a companion, how can I design you?" Shen Zhengrong next door said regretfully, "I haven't climbed a mountain for a long time. If there is nothing wrong at school, I will definitely follow. It's important that you study hard." Shen Yushan planned to watch from a distance and guard. After the dinner, Ying Cixi said goodbye to her parents-in-law and others, and went directly back to the courtyard with Qin Yanxi. On the way, he asked, "Why do you agree to let Lu Yuechun join us?" She mentioned it, "But I can't refuse." "So what if you refuse?" Qin Yanxi had disgust written on his face. Ying Cixi explained, "You don't think about this as much as I do. She just proposed to travel with us, and she didn't mean to harm us. If she refused her directly, she would inevitably tell her parents whether I didn't want to go with her. She gets along. That would be my fault. So, I obey her openly, but it is up to me to decide what to do when my parents cannot see it." She believed that Qin Yanxi could understand the pronunciation of her words. It means that happiness and anger cannot be expressed in color. Li Wei grasped this point and was able to easily stimulate him. It's just that Li Wei is weak and doesn't dare to retaliate even if she is beaten. If he were dealing with himself, he would have to shed at least a layer of skin, let alone someone who had the intention to harm him. "I'm not obedient at all." Qin Yanxi paused and said, "I will pay attention to it in the future." He also understands the truth. After all, he has been taught by his father since he was a child. He just didn't want to hear it. But when it came out of her mouth, he wanted to do it. Ying Cixi smiled brightly, and he seemed to be on the right track. The two of them arrived home, and the clock on the wall pointed to 8:30. Ying Cixi turned on the TV, tuned to the movie channel, and sat next to Qin Yanxi. After a while, he took out the chocolate as if he remembered it. "Qin Yanxi, where did it come from?" Ying Cixi peeled off one and put it in his mouth. "Does it taste good?" "That's it. I don't think it tastes very good either. It has a strange smell. I bought this for 15 yuan. If I had known I would have bought fish and chicken. Hey, it's all your roommate Shen Zhengrong's fault. Chu Tu. Do you still remember what happened that day? That day, Shen Zhengrong said that I looked like his aunt. He came to give me chocolate today. Do you think he fell in love with me? Okay, I thought a box of snacks would be enough to coax her, Yang Sisi thought casually. Flash marriage of the era. Married to a crazy husband who amazes everyone. Author, Yuan. Chapter 174. Qin Yanxi was immediately overwhelmed with anger. Really? I will go to the Shen family to ask for an explanation. If you dare to harass you, see if I don't skin him, he went out angrily. Yang Sisi couldn't stop her even if she wanted to. Chasing behind his bicycle for a while, she stamped her feet in annoyance. She knew he was easily angry, so why did she talk so much? Wouldn't it be better to give someone named Shen a beating in private? As soon as Qin Yanxi arrived at the gate of Shen's house, he met Qin Yanjun, and there was Shen Yushan in his sight. It's been several months since we said goodbye to the farm at the banquet. I heard that you were admitted to Yanqing University, congratulations. Qin Yanxi looked at Shen Yushan and was stunned for a moment. No wonder he occasionally feels that his wife looks familiar, because she looks like Shen Yushan. The charm of the eyebrows is almost replicated. Such a resemblance, he had only seen on the faces of his own father and daughter. He calmed down and thanked her, and then said, "Where is Shen Zhengrong? What do you mean by giving chocolates to my wife behind my back?" Shen Yushan frowned slightly. Didn't Qin Yanjun say that he told Qin Yan's speech? Hey, Yanxi, let me explain this matter. Qin Yanjun pulled Qin Yanxi aside with force. He was concerned about Shen Yushan's excellent hearing, and wrote on Qin Yanxi's palm with Shen Yushan behind his back, "Si and Shen are father and daughter." Qin Yanxi couldn't believe it. The two of them were obviously incompatible with each other. Qin Yanjun also wrote, "Tell me in detail in private." Qin Yanxi nodded. Qin Yanjun appeased Qin Yanxi and said goodbye to Shen Yushan. "We will try our best to persuade Sisi about Sisi's matter." Trouble. After Qin Yanjun led Qin Yanxi away, he told the whole situation, "Go back and try Sisi's attitude." After digesting the information, Qin Yanxi clearly refused, "I won't try. Sisi has already been heartbroken by her current father. If another father treats her badly, won't she be heartbroken again? This will definitely be good for Sisi, and the Shen family has a great business. You will become their son-in-law in the future." Qin Yanxi cut off his words. "Do you know why I have a problem with you? It's because you pay too much attention to interests, and I am a victim of your interests. Now you regard my wife as a kind of interest, which touches my bottom line. We have nothing. It can be said that different ways do not work together." He accelerated his riding speed and threw away Qin Yanjun. "You stinky boy, I don't care about interests. How can you have the good life you have now? Qin Yanxi, I would rather eat chaffy vegetables." Qin Yanjun was very angry. "Only you are noble. Qin Yanxi, please stop." Sisi found her father, and the Shen family found their daughter. It was the best of both worlds. What happened to him getting some benefit from it? Qin Yanxi quickly disappeared into the night and rushed home. Yang Sisi had already washed up and was leaning on the bedside to read Journey to the West. When I saw him, I immediately put the book on my back on the bed and walked to him in 3 steps and 2 steps to check on him. "There was no fighting," he said. Yang Sisi smiled. "That's good. I want to find you, but I'm worried that if you come back and see me not at home, you'll go look for me again. I'll be so restless waiting that I can't read the book." "What did Shen Zhengrong say?" "I didn't see anyone. I'll talk to him later." Yang Sisi was quite embarrassed. "Let's forget it, maybe I've thought too much." She changed the subject and said, "In this book, I saw the place where Sun Wukong became his disciple. His master was really good. What did he want to learn? The master wants to teach someone even though he is behind his back. He is more reliable than his own father. Why is my father not reliable? She felt a touch of sadness in her heart. Flash marriage of the era. Married to a crazy husband who amazes everyone. Author, Yuan. Chapter 175. Qin Yanxi stared at her and suddenly felt that it wouldn't be a bad thing if she knew that Li Junlu was not her biological father. At least she won't be brooding over the fact that her father doesn't love her. He struggled for a long time. Daughter-in-law, have you ever thought that you are not your biological child? Yang Sisi said lonely, of course I have thought about it, but I believe in my mother's character. Qin Yanxi didn't know how to answer it, but his wife was right. If Li Junlu was not her biological father, the mother-in-law would be blamed in all aspects. Father said that when Li Junlu returned to the city, it was because of his mother-in-law. Now that Sci-fi has gained both fame and fortune, she can be said to have taken advantage of both mother and daughter, and in the end she became the party that everyone sympathized with. People may even say that it's a good thing you left that woman behind, otherwise you would have been taken advantage of. Yang Sisi was very sleepy. I'm going to bed first, I have to climb a mountain tomorrow. It will be dawn the next day. Yang Sisi and Qin Yanxi packed up early and waited for Lu Yuechun to come. At 8:30, Lu Yuechun arrived belatedly, accompanied by a woman and 2 men. She said apologetically, I'm sorry, Sisi, I'm late. Let me introduce to you, this is my natal sister Yuxia, and the other 2 are our distant cousins, surnamed Hu, Yuzi, and Jing Cheng. Qin Yanxi knew Lu Yuexia, but not her distant cousin. When the 2 of them saw his wife, their eyes nearly popped out. They looked like lustful people. He mocked, you said you can't find anyone with you, there are 3 of them wherever you look. Lu Yuechun bit her lip, just in time. Let's go, the sun will rise later and it will be hot to climb the mountain. Yang Sisi was thinking about her afternoon appointment and was preparing to finish climbing the mountain and return as soon as possible. A group of people set off to their destination. There are a lot of people climbing the mountain, and you need to queue up to store your car. Lu Yuexia complained, it's not the weekend, so why are there so many people here? It's so lively with so many people. Lu Yuechun wished that the more people there, the better. There will be enough chaos when there are many people, and only by taking advantage of the chaos can we get things done. Just like when Qin Yanxi was preparing for the exam at the farm, everyone was taking the exam. Who would have thought that he would be locked up in the warehouse? Everyone saved their cars and climbed up the mountain together. Halfway up the mountain, the pampered Lu Yuechun could no longer walk. Sisi, let's take a rest. Yang Sisi kept walking, I'm not tired yet. You can rest. Ci and I are waiting for you at the top of the mountain. Lu Yuechun gritted his teeth and persisted. When the road is narrow, Yang Sisi should walk in front, while Qin Yanxi walks behind to protect her. Lu Yuechun sent a signal to his cousin with his eyes. One of them walked up behind Qin Yanxi and stretched out his hand. Qin Yanxi's entire attention was on Yang Sisi, and he was caught off guard and leaned back. Although Yang Sisi was walking in front, she did not forget to look behind her. She stretched out her hand to steady him out of reflex. She pointed at Hu Yuzi and said without restraint, why are you causing trouble? Hu Yuzi immediately apologized, sorry, I sprained my foot just now, so I grabbed brother Yanxi. Smooth. Am I your arm rest? If my wife hadn't reacted quickly, would she have suffered a head fall if she fell like this? Qin Yanxi clenched his fists and prepared to hit someone. Hu Yuzi took 2 steps back and asked for mercy. Stay away from me, Qin Yanxi warned and retracted his fist. Yang Sisi quickened her pace. Qin Yanxi followed closely. Han quickly distanced himself from the uneasy and well-meaning people. Yuzi said, cousin, what should we do now? Follow up first, and then look for opportunities. Qin Yanxi is not our target, Ying Sisi is, and we must discredit her today. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Flash marriage of the era. Married to a crazy husband who amazes everyone. Author, Yuan. Chapter 176. Not a word of the conversation between the few people fell into the ears of Shen Yuxian behind him. He looked at the backs of the few people with deep eyes and followed them slowly and slowly. After reaching the top of the mountain, the photographer was still there, greeting Ying Sisi. Master, do you still remember me? How can I remember that you and your partner are the most beautiful couple I have photographed since I started working? Qin Yanxi was so jealous that the dead guy took a photo with his wife. He also wanted to take a photo. Daughter-in-law, let's take a photo together. Ying Sisi blinked, it was closed the day before yesterday. I still want to get along today. Ying Sisi. The photographer still remembered the background of the two people taking pictures. He changed his position and said, earlier, you were together at the stone monument. Today, we are together here. Qin Yanxi, I just want to meet at the stone monument. The photographer was speechless. Is it interesting to do the same thing a second time? Ying Sisi couldn't help but smile. Master, just listen to him. Hey, that's good. After taking photos, the two found a place with a wide view to rest and enjoy the scenery. When Lu Yuechun came up, she was so tired that she felt dizzy. She was still breastfeeding, and her chest was sore and full of swelling. She wanted to find a place to relieve her pain, but she was also worried about missing Ying Sisi's movements, so she kept enduring it. Shen Yuxian also came up, only 10 meters away from Ying Sisi. This is his daughter. Inherited all the advantages of him and Xian. She was so cute when she was a child, but he never hugged her once. He couldn't bear to look away. Ying Sisi noticed someone looking at him and turned around. He immediately lowered his head and lowered the brim of his hat. Ying Sisi's eyes turned to him and towards Lu Yuechun. Sister-in-law, your face is so red. Are you feeling uncomfortable? Lu Yuechun was out of breath. I'm too tired, my legs are shaking. What about you? Ying Sisi said sternly. I grew up in the mountains, and this mountain is just a small mound in my eyes. Lu Yuechun thought, after a while, you will feel that this mountain is so big that you despair. She waited patiently. Ying Sisi had seen enough scenery and was ready to go down the mountain. Qin Yan said, daughter-in-law, there are many people today, so we will definitely have to queue up to pick up the car. You can rest for a while, and I will leave first. Okay. After Qin Yan resigned, Ying Sisi wandered around. Hu Yuzi and Hu Jingcheng followed quietly. After making sure the place was hidden enough, they ran in front of Ying Sisi and stopped her. Sister-in-law, do you want us to accompany you? After saying that, they stretched out their hands. Touch Ying Sisi's braid. Shen Yuxian's heart tightened. Qin Yanxi's sister-in-law was too sinister. He actually wanted to ruin Sic's reputation. He was about to show up to rescue Ying Sisi. She raised her hand and slapped him twice in the face. The two brothers' heads snapped to one side. After they bounced back, you looked at me and I looked at you, both seeing disbelief in each other's eyes. Ying Sisi was very calm. You are out of breath after climbing a mountain, and you still want to act like a hooligan? Sister-in-law, did you tell me? I've already seen something was wrong. She doesn't talk to me much on weekdays, but today she kept talking to her, for fear that I would leave her. I looked at you and made eye contact with you again, obviously you want to harm me. But she targeted the wrong person. I am not her delicate little sister who takes a few steps to take a breath and lets you bully me. If you don't want to get beaten, leave quickly, otherwise it will be too late. She broke off the branches beside her while giving her good words. Pluck off the leaves on top. This person. Good times really can't last forever. These delicate hands are now so delicate that even holding a tree branch feels awkward. The two of them calmed down and were extremely annoyed. Dead girl, not afraid of flashing tongue. They both pounced on Ying Sisi. Ying Sisi hid to the side, went around behind Hu Jingcheng, wrapped him with a branch, and lifted him up, blocking his neck. Hu Jingcheng immediately raised his head, rolled his eyes and shouted for help, help. Please vote. Flash marriage of the era. Married to a crazy husband who amazes everyone. Author, Yuan. Chapter 177. Hu Yuzi was so frightened that stars started to form on his scalp, and he turned around and ran away. After Ying Sisi strangled Hu Jingcheng unconscious, she calmly let him go and chased Hu Yuzi. She is used to running in the mountains of her hometown, and small mounds of dirt are not a problem. He quickly caught up with Hu Yuzi and knocked him to the ground in two blows. He picked up a rock and hit him on the head. He was hit until stars appeared in his eyes and his head was bleeding. Help, kill someone. No one can save you. Ying Sisi was not relieved and raised her foot to step between his legs. Ouch, Hu Yuzi's painful body curled up into a shrimp shape. My aunt is not someone you can bully. You deserve to be turned into a reaper. Tell Lu Yuechun later that you want to make me reborn as a good child, because it will be impossible in this life. She threw the stone and walked away. Mom, help me. Hu Yuzi froze in place. Shen Yushin stepped forward to mend his feet. Hu Yuzi let out a cry and rolled down the slope. Such a fall should be able to cover up the injuries left by Sisi. There is another one who dares to bully his daughter and confiscate the tools he used to commit the crime. Hello, hello, farewell girl from the province. Ying Sisi cleaned up the two gangsters and was in a good mood. She dusted herself off and walked down the mountain pass while humming a song. Lu Yuechun and Lu Yuexia were guarding there. The former looked shocked when he saw her. Why did Ying Sisi come out first? Where are the two Hu brothers? She suppressed the doubts in her heart, stepped forward and said anxiously, Sisi, why are you the only one? Where is the banquet speech? Ying Sisi looked at her with a half smile but not a smile. Her sister-in-law's psychological quality was quite good. Invited two people to ruin her reputation. No panic at all. This is not the first time you have done something like this, right? Just like me, when I first dealt with Feng Shuangzi, I was afraid that I might miss and be controlled by Feng Shuangzi, so I practiced it several times in private. Now I feel more comfortable facing this matter again. Sisi, what are you laughing at? Lu Yuechun felt terrified. Did I laugh? Maybe it's because I was admitted to Yenching University. I can't help but be happy. Jealousy flashed in Lu Yuechun's eyes, but he smiled along with it. Yes, our family has a student from Yenching University. When the neighbors found out, they all said, if they had known that Yan Ci was so promising, he should have booked him as your son-in-law in advance. After all, they live in the same place. They grew up and studied together, so it will be easier for them to adjust to their living habits. Ying Sisi understood. This implied that she was uneducated and would benefit herself by marrying Qin Yanci. Lu Yuechun continued, I said that such a joke is not allowed. You will not be happy if you hear it. I say, Sisi, you should hurry up and have a child so that you can go to college after the banquet is over. Tie him up. Sister-in-law, I'd better leave it to you to teach your sister the old ideas. I have something to do for a while, so I'm sorry to be with you. Ying Sisi came down the stairs. Lu Yuexia sighed disdainfully, young girl from the countryside, you think you have advanced ideas, and you also say that your ideas are old-fashioned. Do you think that men will always be fascinated by her because of your beauty? Men are not just look at the appearance. Shen Yuxian hit the opponent's side with his elbow as he passed by. Lu Yuxia's face turned pale in pain. Because there were several people passing by her just now, she didn't see clearly who hit her, so she could only scream on the spot, "Who is it? Who is mean? Oops, sister, I have been plotted against." Lu Yuechun looked down and found no one suspicious. "You two, why are you standing at the intersection? Can you still walk?" She supported Lu Yuxia's side. Flash marriage of the era. Married to a crazy husband who amazes everyone. Author, Yuan. Chapter 178. We can't leave anymore. Didn't the two Hu brothers say they were going around? Why did they go? Lu Yuexia looked around. Suddenly I heard a commotion in the distance. Someone fell down the mountain, someone fell down the mountain. Lu Yuechun somehow felt an ominous premonition in his heart and walked over. I saw the two Hu brothers lying in a mess at the foot of the inner corner of the mountain, not knowing whether they were dead or alive. Her brain buzzed. My legs went weak and I almost fell. Lu Yuexia liked to join in the fun. She covered her waist and recognized the clothes of the two Hu brothers. She screamed, "Sister, they are two cousins." "Cousin! Cousin!" Yang Sisi went down to the mountainside and found Shen Yuxian. Looking at him. She is tall and wears dark sportswear that is different from ordinary people. The material looks good and the style is novel. Wearing sunglasses, half of the face is covered, making it difficult to see the specific appearance. The exposed skin is very white, almost as white as hers. This was the first time she had seen such a white man. She slowed down, and so did the other person. She simply stopped, and so did he. She immediately stepped forward. Shen Yuxian pushed the brim of his hat down to cover his face. When he raised his arm, his watch was half exposed. Yang Sisi secretly compared Qin Yanxi's piece and felt that his piece was of higher quality. Rich people? The men who followed her originally planned to make pen pals with her, but when they found out that she had a partner, most of them turned around and left, and a few became angry and cursed. She thought he was the same, so she said directly, "Are you following me? Want to make a pen pal? I have someone." Shen Yuxian was stunned for a moment, then he came to his senses and said, "Is that okay?" Yang Sisi's eyebrows moved slightly, knowing that she had a partner, but she was still willing. Through her sunglasses, she noticed that there were fine lines under his eyes, and the skin on his face was not as delicate and moist as that of boys and girls. "But you don't look very young. You must be over 30, right? You still follow the trend of young people in their 20s. Shen Yuxian curled his lips. "More than 30? Does he look that young?" His tone was harsh just now, but now he tried to be gentle. "Isn't it possible? I have to ask the person what he means, so don't follow me yet." Shen Yuxian suppressed his smile. This was a rejection. He changed his mind and said in a very low voice, "I just saw you hitting people very fast, and I want to give you some pointers with the opportunity to get along." He just wanted her to accept him. Yang Sisi felt nervous. She had looked around before taking action. Why didn't she find him? His clothes should be very conspicuous. Who is he? Wouldn't it be detrimental to her? She denied, "I don't understand what you said." Shen Yuxian described in detail the method she used on the Hu brothers. "You use branches first." Yang Sisi only listened to the beginning and interrupted him, "I believe it. Why do you want to give me advice? You don't look strong." "Because." Shen Yuxian wanted to reveal his identity so much, "because I have a sense of justice and I don't want to see the girl's family being cared about and harassed all the time because of her appearance. Since Qin Yan resigned, more men have gone to her. Get close to you." He really wanted to give them a beating on her behalf. He picked up stones on the ground and said, "Have you ever heard of walking through the poplar trees with 100 steps?" Yang Sisi believed it, because he was very serious and angry when he said this, Like the righteous man described in the book, I heard it. Shooting a willow leaf from 100 steps away. Grandma Warren once said, "Dad is a good hunter, can hit a pheasant 100 paces away with a slingshot." You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Flash marriage of the era. Married to a crazy husband who amazes everyone. Author, Yuan. Chapter 179. But she asked Li Junlu about hunting, and Li Junlu said that he had never hunted before. Hey, everything Grandma told her was true, except for the description of Dad, none of it was right. She added, "If you can knock down that leaf, I will recognize you as my master." Shen Yushan found a position and knocked down the leaf. Ying Sisi expressed admiration, "You are so amazing. You are so old and your eyesight is still so good." Shen Yushan, "I'm not too old either." Ying Sisi asked, "How old are you?" "Ahem, 43. You city people are better at taking care of themselves." 43 is already an old man in our countryside. Ying Sisi smiled and said, "I'm a bit more direct, don't mind. My name is Ying Sisi, the one with the female character next to it." "Si, may I ask your surname?" "Shen Yushan, Shen." Shen, Ying Sisi thought of Shen Zhengrong. Shen Zhengrong looked fair, and so did this man. Isn't that Uncle Shen who misses a partner and a child? After learning that she looked like the Shen family, he deliberately inquired about her itinerary and followed her. She probed, "Do you know Shen Zhengrong?" "Shen Zhengrong, I haven't heard of it, what's wrong?" Ying Sisi smiled, "Nothing, I have something else to do today, so I can't learn boxing with you. Can you tell me your address? I'll go find you when I'm free. Let me know in advance that I will bring my partner with me. You, if you don't mind, I won't learn." She doesn't date men alone. "Okay." Shen Yushan said the address. After Ying Sisi and Shen Yushan separated, he met Qin Yanxi. "By the way, I told her that I recognized the master. That uncle named Shen can cross the Yangtze River with 100 steps." Qin Yanxi heard this and contacted Shen Yushan. "What does the other person look like?" Ying Sisi, wearing sunglasses, I couldn't see clearly what he looked like. He was fair and clean, and generally pretty good looking. He said he was in his 40s, but he looked only in his 30s. He was also slim, not like my father. He looked like a middle-aged man. Do you think I should learn from him? I didn't know him for the first time, so I only told him his name, but he told me his home address. Qin Yanxi, I have told you my home address, which means I really want to teach you. Just learn, I will accompany you. My daughter-in-law is so beautiful, it would be nice to have some fists and feet by her side. Then let's go there on the weekend. I think he has a good temperament and should have a job." Qin Yanxi, going out to climb mountains during working days means that work is very leisurely. That makes sense. I'll settle the matter about the house first, and then I'll practice boxing. Ying Sisi planned, looking down at the time. It was already 12:45. "ACI, ride faster where there are few people. I'm worried that people won't wait for me if I'm late." "Okay." Qin Yanxi arrived at his destination 2 minutes early. Ying Sisi recognized at a glance that the woman waiting at the door of the housing management office was the one who received her yesterday. There was a man next to her, and the two of them looked left and right. Ying Sisi waved to the other party and said, "Hello, sister." The woman turned her head with a smile on her face. "Hey, it's finally here. My partner keeps asking me if I have met a liar and is deliberately deceiving me. How can you not do that? Have you brought all your things?" "Iffies." Ying Sisi opened the zipper of her jacket and took out the envelope containing the money from the inner pocket. "Here are 700. We will complete the transfer procedures here later and then trade in front of them. You can accept it?" Flash marriage of the era. Married to a crazy husband who amazes everyone. Author, Yuan. Chapter 180. You are too cautious. We are all honest people. If it were not for a job transfer, I would not be willing to sell this house, the man said impatiently. Ying Sisi said patiently, we don't know each other, so it will be good for both of us to be cautious. Several people entered the housing management office as they spoke. After explaining the purpose of his visit, the other party checked the documents and identification brought by the man. After confirming that they were correct, he transferred the house to Ying Sisi. Ying Sisi obtained the house use right certificate and handed over the purchase price. Can you move out within half a month? No need, we'll leave next Friday, the woman said. Ying Sisi, that's the best. After the two parties separated, Ying Sisi held up the certificate and smiled brightly, I finally have my own small house, no one can drive her out from now on. Qin Yanxi couldn't help but raise the corners of his lips when he saw her happy. Take me to see you. Let's go over there after they move out, Ying Sisi said, there's something else I want to tell you. She was thinking about how to bring the matter to her father-in-law. Now I have an idea. Today, my sister-in-law's two cousins tried to play gangster tricks on me, but I beat them up with her character. She will probably go to Dad's work to complain to the bad guys first. Let's go directly there. Qin Yanxi had a blue vein on his forehead. Are you a hooligan? No wonder you want to climb the mountain with us, you must have planned it early in the morning, you poisonous woman. Fake your eldest brother's case and send yourself to the countryside for 10 years. Now he reached out to his wife again, and he wanted to see how Lao Qin would tolerate her. There is a telephone in the courtyard. If Lu Yuechun wants the evildoer to complain first, he will definitely call his parents directly, and let's go back to the courtyard. I want to leave the certificate at the family home first, Ying Sisi said. Okay. The two returned to the family home. Ying Sisi opened the closet and took out a small package to put her ID. Qin Yanxi glanced at the horncomb and badge in the package. Where did you get the horncomb and badge? This comb is of good quality, why don't you use it? It's my mother's relic. I can't bear to touch it. You are from the city and you are well informed. Have you ever seen a badge like this? What kind of honor can you get? Qin Yanxi realized that these two things might belong to Shen Yushan. Badges can be sold on the street, so there is no need for honor. Impossible, the sun on this pattern is inlaid with gold. Since Ying Sisi received Qin Yanxi's gold bracelet, she specifically asked someone to understand the texture of the gold, and only then did she realize how particular the badge was made. It also proves that this does not belong to the mother. No matter how beautiful the country's badge of honor is, it cannot be inlaid with gold. She thought who might have kept it with her mother. Grandma was worried that if she gave it to her dad, he would remember that it was gold kept by her mom and then sell it before sending it to the mail. Then I don't understand. Qin Yanxi dodged with his eyes barely visible. Ying Sisi, Dad must know, I just want to ask him. Qin Yanxi, don't take it. Where can I find it if I throw it away? It was given to Lao Qin, and it might be in Shen Yushan's hands overnight. Shen Yushan was already anxious to recognize his daughter, and getting the token, didn't that give him a legitimate reason? That's right. Today I hold the house purchase money, and I touch it from time to time, for fear that it's gone. Ying Sisi put down her badge. Qin Yanxi's mouth curved. It would be great if you let me keep it. Ying Sisi thought to herself, that is my money, why should I let you take it? I'll let you take it next time. Please vote.